Hi everyone. Today we will discuss the new topic. The topic name is boiler. Let me introduce myself. My name is M.A.R, assistant professor or professor in ISL Engineering College. So here today we will discuss the new topic. The topic name is boiler. So what is the function of a boiler? What is the function of a boiler? As you can see, suppose this one is boiler is there. Suppose this one is boiler is there. So in that boiler, what will do, will provide the water, normal water. What will do, will provide the normal water, will provide, and from here will supply the heat. What will do, from here will supply the heat. Okay, na heat with the help of coal or with the help of anything you can supply the heat. With the help of electricity also you can supply the heat, with the help of coal also you can supply the heat, or with the help of fuel also you can supply the heat. The medium will be anything. So what we, this is the shell, okay, na one type of shell is there. In that shell what we pour the water. What we pour the water. From bottom of the that what we are doing, we are supplying the heat. What we are doing, we are supplying the heat. What will happen, whatever the water present inside, whatever the water present inside that shell, whatever the water present inside that shell or inside that boiler, after some time it will cross the temperature of 100 degree. It will cross the temperature of 100 degree. When the water will cross the temperature of 100 degree, what will happen? Phase change will take place. What will happen? Phase change will take place. Water will evaporate. Water will evaporate. That water will converted into steam. That water will converted into steam. Okay, now this water will converted into steam. We will collect that steam and use for the turbine rotation in gas turbine. On many purpose will use that steam. Okay, na where will use the steam? Suppose this one is my turbine. Okay, na this one is my turbine and this one is my turbine blade. What is that? This one is my turbine and this one is my turbine blade. So with the help of nozzle, with the help of what? Nozzle, see, we'll with the help of nozzle will strike this brake. When the will strike this one, what will happen? This blade will rotate. When this blade will rotate, this shaft is also rotate. When the blade will rotate, this shaft will also rotate. So this is the function of a boiler. So boiler, in normal words, if you want to say that boiler, the function of a boiler, in boiler what will do, it will produce the steam. Okay, na the boiler will produce the steam. The function of a boiler to produce the steam. The function of a boiler to produce the steam. So in boiler what we are doing, we are providing the feed water. What we are doing, we are providing the feed water. When we will provide the feed water, automatically what will happen? If you supply the heat from bottom outside, if you supply the heat from the bottom side, what will happen? Water will get evaporated. Water will get evaporated. That evaporation will be collected at some container and that one is known as the drum. That one is known as the drum to produce the steam. So the function, the main function of a boiler to produce the steam. The main function of a boiler to produce the steam. So here some classification are there. What is there here? Some classification of boiler is there. Here as you can see, some classification of boiler is there. What is the classification? See here, classification of boiler. As you can see here, classification of boiler. So here, fire tube boiler. First one is the fire tube boiler. Next one is the water tube boiler. First one is the fire tube boiler. Next one is the water tube boiler. What is mean by fire tube boiler? What is mean by water tube boiler? See here, fire tube boiler. Suppose inside the tube, suppose this one is your tube. Inside the tube, if water is there, what is there? Water is there. Inside the tube, if water is there, so that one is known as water tube boiler. Inside the tube, so this one is known as water tube boiler. Water tube boiler. This one is known as water tube boiler. Suppose inside the tube, this one is your tube. If hot gases are there inside the tube, what is there? If hot gases are there, that one is known as fire tube boiler. Here hot gases means one type of fire only. So fire tube boiler, this one is known as fire tube boiler and this one is known as water tube boiler. Suppose inside the tube, if water is present, that one is known as water tube boiler. Inside the tube, if fire is present, that one is known as fire tube boiler. You have to remember what is fire tube boiler, what is water tube boiler. After that, next step, see here, after getting this fire tube boiler and water tube boiler, next what you have to do, fire tube boiler, water tube boiler. This is the clear concept. Inside the tube if water is there, water tube boiler. Inside the tube if fire is there, that one is known as the fire tube boiler. Another classification are there for the boiler. Another classification are there for the boiler. What is the another classification? As you can see here, first one is the location of the furnace. Location of the furnace. What you mean by location of the furnace? Where the burning will take place. Okay, now where the burning will take place, that one is known as the location of the furnace. Where the burning will take place, that one is known as the location of the furnace. Suppose here boiler is there. This one is your boiler. If you are see, if you are supplying heat from this side, so this one is known as externally fire boiler. This one is known as externally fire boiler. Suppose here the boiler is there. Okay, now inside only if you are burning, inside is only you are burning. So this one is known as internally fire boiler. This one is known as externally fire boiler, and this one is known as internally fire boiler. Inside the burning if take place, that one is known as internally fire boiler. Outside burning is take place, that one is known as externally fire boiler. So here two types are there. First one is the internally fire boiler, next one is the externally fire boiler. So inside the boiler if burning is take place, that one is known as internally fire boiler. Somewhere burning is take place, then you are supplying that heat to that boiler, that one is known as the externally fire boiler. Next one is the, what is the axis of shell. Suppose boiler is located like this, so this one is known as vertical boiler. Suppose the boiler is located like this one is known as the horizontal boiler. This one is known as the vertical boiler, and this one is known as the horizontal boiler. Vertical boiler, and this one is known as the horizontal boiler. Okay, now next one, next classification. Next one is the, what is next classification? As you can see, circulation of water. What is there here? Circulation of water. See here, circulation of water. Circulation of water means what? Suppose see, here in that two types are there. In that two types is there. This one is your boiler, and here water tank is there. What is there? Water tank. Okay, na? And this one is your boiler, and here somewhere water tank is there. What is there here? Water tank. And here boiler is there. This one is known as boiler. This one is known as boiler. Okay, na? See, in that two types of circulation is there. One is the natural circulation, another one is the forced circulation. What is natural circulation? See here, natural circulation means automatically the water is coming inside the boiler, because you place this water tank at certain elevation. You place this water tank at certain elevation. If you place the water tank at certain elevation, what will happen? Due to gravity, automatically this water will fall down. Okay, no, this water will come down due to gravity. So no need to provide any pump. So this one is known as natural circulation. Whenever in the boiler drum, if suppose water will be not there, so automatically due to natural circulation water will come inside. But if you place the water tank here, then what you have to do? You have to provide the pump, you have to suck the water, then you have to supply to the boiler. So this one is known as water. This one is known as classification of two types of classification. First one is the circulation of water. So first one, what is there? Circulation of water. What is there? First one, natural circulation. What is there? Natural circulation. As you can see here what is there? Natural circulation. Natural. And another one is there forced circulation. Another one, what is there? Forced circulation. This one is the forced circulation. First one is the natural circulation, second one is the forced circulation. So this one is known as forced circulation. After that, last one is there, selection to which there are employed. Selection to which there are employed. Selection to which there are employed means two types are there. First one is the stationary boiler, second one is the mobile boiler. First one is the, which boiler is there? Stationary boiler is there. Second one, which boiler is there? Mobile boiler. What is a stationary boiler? Stationary boiler means big type of boiler is there. You can't move that boiler. If you place one at one place, you have to keep like that only. You can't move. If some repair work is there, some technician will come and go inside the boiler and repair will do. So that one is known as the stationary boiler. That one is known as the stationary boiler. Mobile boiler means in ship and anywhere, marine, here as you can say marine boiler or locomotive boiler means wherever you want you can carry that boiler. So that one is known as the mobile boiler. Stationary boiler means at particular place you have to fix that one, you can't move that boiler. So that one is known as the stationary boiler. Mobile boiler means wherever you want you can take. So these are the classification of boiler. These are the classification of boiler. So what are the classification are there for the boiler? As you can see, first one what is given here? See, location of the furnace. First one what is given here? Location of the furnace. Location of the furnace. So here first one is the location of the first internally fire boiler and externally fire boiler. Next, axis of the shell. If the boiler is horizontal, then it is known as externally. If the boiler is horizontal, and here vertical, then natural circulation, then forced circulation. So like this classification of boiler area. After that, what material you are using for the boiler? Okay. After that, next one is selection of boiler. Okay, now if you go for any shop, what are the factors you will consider? Okay, now if you go for the Maruti showroom, if you go for the any of the bike showroom, what are the requirements is there? You will check how many cc's are there. Okay, now and what is the fuel average value will be there. Average value means mileage will be there, and how much tank capacity will be there, whether it is comfortable for 2 persons or not. You will check all that things, you will select. Now you will in your mind some parameters will be there. According to that parameters only you will ask that person, sir, I want this requirement which is suitable for me, you show me that one. So here if you want to purchase any boiler, when you go to the boiler shop, you have to see the certain character it is. Okay, now you have to see the some parts, or you have to see the you have to concentrate on some parts. So you have to see this one. So what you have to see, first one, selection of boiler. On what basis you will select boiler? Okay, na? If you went any shop and you directly you can't ask, give me one boiler. No, like this is not there. You have to fix some parameters. If you have tell that specification, then only you can get that boiler. So what are the specifications are there? What are the specifications? The following are the factor to be considering while selecting the boiler. Okay, now the following are the factor considered while selecting the boiler. What is the first one? Operating pressure. How much pressure you want? First one is the operating pressure. How much pressure you want? Okay, na? Pressure, depending upon pressure, boiler are classified. Next was the steam generation. What is the function of a boiler? To produce the steam. What is the function of a boiler? To produce the steam. So how much amount of steam it is generating? That one is known as steam generation rate. Steam generate in 1 hour, how much quantity of steam it is generating? 1 hour, how much quantity or how many kgs of steam it is generating? Second factor while selecting the boiler. Then quality of steam required. Means you want wet steam, you want dry steam, or you want semi-wet steam, like that. Okay, na? In that steam, how much quantity of water is present? How much quantity of water is present? Next one, availability of floor space. How much space is occupying? How much space is occupying? That one is known as ability of floor space. Next one is the fuel to be used. Which type of fuel you are using? Which type of fuel you are using? Okay, na? Solid fuel, semi-solid fuel or liquid fuel. That one is also important. Next one is the nature of the load on the boiler. Means what type of load you are putting on the boiler, means how much steam you are producing in that one is known as the nature of the load. Next one is the initial cost. How much cost of the boiler is there? Next one is known as the initial cost. How much cost of the boiler? That one is known as the initial cost. So when you are going for any shop, you have to tell this parameters. Sir, I want this one this much, I want this one this much, I want this one this one. Then only he will give the specify the boiler is this one is available for this cost. So that one is known as the selection of boiler. Selection of boiler.